Hi, everyone. Hope you can hear me. My first YouTube live. It's the only format I could kind of get the word out all at once. So I hope there's not too much of a delay. What happened in Maine is a total psych-off. If you can't see it, I don't know what to say. It's that serious. I followed it from the beginning. The videos at the beginning is how you know what is truth. That's it. Here's a couple of things. I don't like the delay. There was not one call for help from anyone. Not one Facebook Live, not one camera out, not one person in Maine had a gun. The story changed over and over and over again. The first picture was photo opt, the same one that they showed for over 10 hours of the shooter. Nothing else. Can you see it? Still out there. The two pictures together. Looks different. Look closely. Look closely in the background. It's different. That got my attention. I'm trying to figure out if I can fix this. Delay. Sorry. Does that seem suspicious to you? That we saw one picture? They also, and I have the screenshots, I have the videos, because at the beginning, I knew they were going to scrub stuff. So I have it. They spoke about him as Robert Carr. C-A-R-R. Then they changed it to Card. We'll look it up. I have it. Robert Card, the person they described, did not exist. That's a fact. Did not exist. There was a Robert Card, a year younger, was a registered sex offender. When you click on the link, disappeared. Not the same person. Fact. It's just a fact. I'm giving you facts, not conspiracy. It's facts. That should have raised a red flag. They said things happened at Walmart. 3 places at the beginning. Then they scrubbed Walmart. Why? They denied it. We have a video of it, though you didn't see a shooter. And now that I'm looking closely at it, because why didn't it get taken down? I'm looking at the decor. Maybe it really wasn't the Walmart. Now I'm questioning that, but that's the only video that's up. Still no shooter. At the beginning, people ran outside. They said they heard booms, and right at the beginning, there was a message that was set up: "There's a shooter, run outside." That was the first reports. They didn't say anybody was inside. They basically said, they didn't say, oh my God, people are inside. They're getting shot. No, they didn't say that. That's why there wasn't any calls, because there was nothing to report. That was the first report. Look it up. I have it. Then you have ambulance crews. I have the picture. Calm as a cucumber with empty stretchers hanging around like they're waiting for something. And that was after the fact, outside of the bowling alley. Have you ever seen that in history? Have you ever seen people calm after a massacre and empty stretchers? Do you ever hear people talk calmly? Have we ever seen like not one officer or anyone not go into a place that there's an active shooter? Haven't we seen that in every single one? Every single active shooter situation, there is a team SWAT that goes in with body cams, the whole thing set up to look for the shooter. They didn't know he was there. So if they're all there, the guys outside talking to the news crew that they just escaped, the stretchers are empty, then I guess they knew he left. They didn't seem in a rush to go inside. What about the bar? I don't know about that. So, seemed to die the most, right? The bar was attached to the bowling alley, some people say, when really they said it was separate. They mapped it out. So what's the truth? Is it separate? Is it together? 1 minute there's 100 people. Next minute, not 100 people. Again, we had one picture side by side for hours. Hours. They said, this is profession. Nobody went to check it out. They had no other information for a manhunt. It didn't exist. That person did not exist. Why didn't we see any footage? There was obviously a camera in the bowling alley. Why didn't we see the pictures of people coming in and out and all the stuff that we heard after that happened? Not one. This is just common sense. Show me any active shooter situation where it was this calm for hours. Not one. Not one. People are calm after a massacre. No one said, hey, there's people inside. Nope. There was families outside of the hospital. Little clip. Women crying. They weren't allowed in the hospital. They didn't know what happened to their loved ones. Remember, they did not take one victim to those 2 local hospitals. They said it right at the beginning. They transported them to a military trauma center that they had ready to go. Later on, after they produced the bodies, they said to 2. One body to one and one to the other. I don't know if they were half alive or not, but they obviously could talk. They had to produce something. The hospitals, no one went in those 2 hospitals for 2 days. They told everyone to stay shelter in place and lockdown for 2 days. They called military from all over, according to them, to keep the people inside. We heard he was at all these other places. Why would you keep a whole community locked down? It's never happened before. For any of this, they locked the whole community without any evidence or proof that they showed anybody. Never had that before. Someone brought to my attention the Boston bombing. Did they lock down all of Boston? No, they locked down sections when they were actually in pursuit of him. Look at the Boston bomber situation. They asked everyone to help find them, but don't engage. This situation is red flag every step of the way. You can see acting. You look at the background, you look at the situation. The people that were running out, do you see the guy pulling up his pants? They didn't interview any of those people. No one had their phone. It looks like on the other side of actually the Walgreens, they keep making the same video of same place. It looks like the other side of it. All right? Am I wrong? Again, not one phone call, not one person for 1 minute of fame to Fox News or CNN, call a friend, not one post. Out of all those people, no one took their phone out. No one took their gun out. Really? The bartender owner wrestled this guy. I mean, that guy's not really fit. I rest his soul. But they made this other guy like he was a weapon, like a Rambo. He wrestled him and just stabbed, or he tried to stab him. He was a hero. Who saw that? Who reported it? And then the shooter got away. Does that make sense? Then you have a mother and daughter that this left wing, no name kind of Google group, an exclusive conversation with them to tell their story. Started off the kid was 6 years old. I have the screenshots. And they changed it. Now the kid's 14. The kid was calm as a cucumber. Wasn't sad. Wasn't crying. Got grazed by a bullet from a AR or a 308. A child. Just grazed. Didn't really realize it. Supposedly in that call, which I have, saw one of their friends bleeding. Calm. Went into a whole minute or two about the agenda of the world. Can't believe they live in this world and gun control and all that stuff. What child and mom is that calm after a massacre? That even any behavior that you would see, you've never seen it before. They had a woman that was it the first one they interviewed. Was the only one that reported there was bodies or something. She had a red wig on. It's pretty odd. Calm as a cucumber. Okay, well, maybe that's the only one they talked to. A couple of minutes later, in the next news media, she showed up again to report these gunfires in Lipsman. Must be there. They posted her name. People commented like, why is this historian person the only one being interviewed? I looked her up. I have her name. I look at her name. Her name is Lori Suzanne Dell. Look her up. She's an historian, author, book writer for catastrophes in Maine. Besties with the left-wing media. There's a video that both with masks on, 6 feet away outside. That person created a lot of different profiles of news to make. I watched it unfold all night long. I watched it go to Robert Card not existing in any format, anywhere in the world. And then he existed. He didn't have a Twitter. But then some left wing found a Twitter account of him. Did you know that? And he was the only one that found it. And then it got removed. So nobody else can see the Twitter account. Only one person could access to it. Said he was so right wing. He's a Trumper. Look, he commented and liked on all this right wing stuff. I have the feed of it. Anyone that knows Twitter knows how Twitter works. It had posts of Trump, Denise. Nothing, not one thing said it was a repost. Not one. They even had a heart that he liked it. No comments. It was all in real time. That's not how it works. I'm going to dive into, it says this date to this date to this date. It's very odd. All these things popped up. That's how Twitter works. How'd that get scrubbed? Why did Walmart get scrubbed? Why? I'm asking these questions. Why? People did die. We did have contact with a couple of people that were on the side. They said they were petrified, that they were hearing gunshots. It was like a war zone. How was that if the shooter wasn't around there? I personally believe, this is my personal belief, and we're going to find out, that they were going to people's houses. And in this last news conference, they said they had warrants. They were going to people's doors with warrants. And they literally said in the news conference today, oh, don't worry, we're going to deal with it. Why? Why is all these people on alert for warrants? Are you going to say in Maine they didn't go to one patriot's house? Not one. And maybe they said, we're coming in, turn your guns or something. And you know what? There's people out there say, you're not taking my guns. You're not coming to my house. And I would think that there's at least one person that was locked down that felt something wasn't right with me. Those people dead or alive. Not one person in Maine squawked about this lockdown for 2 days. Not one. Not one Facebook post. Not one calling the media. Like, like it's kind of funny. We called everything fake news, right? This is literally fake news. So they called the real fake news. They did. Nobody wanted a 20-minute of fame. 5 minutes of a call hiding. Not one. The news media they had, there's no address for it. It doesn't even exist. They literally made up news people and platform. I don't know. There's this tennis guy or something, or soccer guy that had access to the inside club and recorded. It looks so like, why is he there? That doesn't make any sense. This is all proof. Look it up. Makes no sense. And everyone's buying it. Yes, people died. I do believe it. They might be the ones to be like, something's going on here. You're not, I'm going to show this film. I'm going to show this stuff. Like the guy at the bowling alley. They took him out. We haven't seen any videos for hours and hours and hours. See if they silenced anyone that maybe could have been a squawker. Maybe he could tell the truth. One of these guys, like friends, or he played Cornwall, was a military person. Has special op MOS. We have not verified if he's really military. Do you know they recanted that? Oh, can't take that. Every single source. Oh, they never really announced their names. They were like, oh, we got it from this source to that source. There was no mainstream media on the scene until the morning. And not even like the hardcore people. They weren't there at the scene. Have you ever heard any massacre, any type of thing at this level, that mainstream media is not there, like within, I would say half an hour, never mind, the next day? That's never, ever, ever happened. Not once. They kept it locked down. That one kind of mainstream news lady was like, one the first ones here. It was in the morning. Everything was locked down. How was it if he was gone? How was it if you have 100 military and militant here? Why would they keep it locked down like that? Can't interview anybody. We only got phone calls. We only got reports like that. We didn't really get any names verified. The next day comes up with a family that no one knew about. No one knew about his job, where he worked, or interviewed them, or his high school, or his... No one. Found a sister and a brother in a place. We didn't really see them face to face, did we? They were complying. They were talking about it. They didn't see any history. I don't see one thing in history where he went to high school, DD 214. Nothing. Zero. But a Robert's car does exist. See, the shooter picture doesn't match that Robert car. But the video that they did of playing the games does. And there's a Robert's car that was a deputy in Yorktown that shot a kid at 16 years old. Looks like him. Could have been set up. Could have been a setup. Even that picture doesn't look like he's on a rampage. He might have been working and acting as a staff to check out the bad guy. So everyone needs to call Yorktown Police Department and see if Robert's car is still on staff. Also, Robert Carr, poet. Do you know he existed? He was an AIDS activist poet. He was scheduled to speak at Rockland Library the same day. Kind of looked like the shooter. Canceled his engagement. Why? I said, see the guy? They're like, oh, you have to talk to him. Like, he canceled it. Why? And why is this famous poet has not made a statement that he's not the Robert Carr they're looking for? Nothing makes sense. Trust your gut. These people were slaughtered, not by that guy. I would bet my life on it. It's not the same person. It's not the same thing. And they had to keep him on the loose. Why? To keep everyone on lockdown so they could do whatever they do. Go to the doors, do warrants, stage the act. It makes sense. How could all these people not find him? How could he be in all these different places? They had to keep the community locked down. They had to get their stories. Everybody knows everybody. It's made me sick. This whole thing has made me sick because the people that are up there that are close and say they have friends and all that stuff, no one checked on these people personally. We don't have one patriot or one person video that went to the line and they were stopped to ask the questions. Not one family member, not one friend. Try to get as close as they could. They're scared. They believed it. They all complied. There's a couple of people that said they were EMTs, nurses. They didn't get called. They were on lockdown. They were close by. Went to the news. They called everyone in a 50-mile radius and 300 showed up. Why didn't they call certain people? How come we don't have names? How come the town hall, when they questioned this doctor and the news was there, they didn't put the camera on the news? We didn't hear one person say, oh, I am so-and-so from this news station. Not one. Not one said that. Do you have anyone like, oh, I'm so-and-so from this? Maybe one. They had this fake news thing that set up. They look the actors, I'll say it all day. Why? After they caught him, that the news is talking, and they're still all with rifles and why? The threat's over. The threat is over. Why is everyone still in militant gear, rifled up, taking over the town? The news person actually said, oh, this is still developing. More people are coming. Even the news press today. We went to go take them a break. They're all going to come back tomorrow. Why? The shelter's supposedly lifted. Is it? Where's our census? Where's the people? Most of the people that died, but they're all white. Why? Why are they all white? What is the census for other races in that town? What is it? Think about it. If this is as big as I believe it is, you say the truth, you're crazy. I'm not going to let this go of us telling stuff and stuff that you have and you post it not. The left agenda, take of the guns, went like this. In a flash. I will share with you the stories and you can look at it. The Dr. Trauma team, the news media said, hey, what time was the first victim? Around 7 something. They had already 100 trained trauma people at this location. How is that possible? How is this possible? Everything is shady. We have no one record, not one person, not one family member, no one legit the first couple of hours. Even if they had one or two stage people, that's nothing compared to all the people they said that were involved. This has never been before in history. Never. Never. People are dying. I do believe that. And I said originally this happened, I said, pray for the people that are there on lockdown. How come we're not getting them out? How come no one close together went there and say, I need to talk to my loved one. I need to make sure they're okay. Why couldn't they get an escort to see their family? Why you tell me there's nobody that's elderly or disabled or a child that needed diapers or medical care or something? Not one. They won. Unfortunately, they proved the point of people will believe everything. They proved that people will believe everything, even if it's a fake news, no name media. They won. They won. They know how to take over an entire town and community. They set it up. I saw them setting up profiles. You know, you can pay for likes and followers and get like thousands of people overnight. It just takes money. Do you check profiles when it was created? What's their post? Have you done that? Have you really checked these profiles out? Who these people? Who are the media? What's their history? Somebody says they're friends of the victims. Do you have any pictures with them? No, I think some people are capitalizing on. They're all saying they're friends of them. They have no pictures, no posts with them. Facebook friends, but they're besties. They know what happened. How do you know what happened? How do you know what happened? You don't. And shame on you and anyone that was close by that did not go there and say, this is shady, and didn't check on them. It doesn't make sense. I've been called crazy already. Don't make these videos. Don't say it. Don't post the truth. They're going to come for you. Yeah, probably are. So you know what? I don't have time to breastfeed everybody. They're like, send me what you got. If you don't know and you don't think this is the most important news we've ever had, and you're worried about everything else, God help us all. We literally had a huge operation of the government killing our own people. And they found a way to do it. They found a way that not one parent or an ex or a cousin cared about the kids that were trapped in there or the deaf people. Not one went to help them. Not one. Oh, they're in good hands. You ever see that? Because if there's a school shooting or you know your loved one's at a hotel or something and you hear about it, you're getting in your freaking car and you're going there with holy hell. Not this time. Not this time. No. Okay, there's deaf in there and the kids and your wife and your husband. Not one family member said, I'm going to get them out of there because they didn't know what was going on. Prove me wrong. They didn't know. They didn't know. Well, you know somebody's missing? Did they go try to rescue him? Don't know. How come they didn't call the media and outside marshals or like, hey, we got to get help. My person's missing. I don't know where they are. Not one call. One investigation. I'm going to drill that in your head. The truth. We all failed. Now they know what to do. They know how to create profiles. They know how to do the fear town. They're just going to block off a whole area. You're never going to see your kid again. You're never going to know the truth. Oh, and the deaf community? That popped up somewhere. They all were there bowling. I want to see the flyer. I want to see the emails from this organization that had this deaf bowling event that it was before. And I want to see timestamps. I want to see proof. But at this point, the government figured it out. They paid off AI profiles. I think it's too late. That's why we'll all look crazy. We'll get numb to it. I don't want to wait another day or two. So be, what can we do? It's way down the rabbit hole. This is so serious. It's the first time I have a lot of things I've done for the movement. Knocked on the doors by people who shouldn't be knocked on the doors. Lost a lot of things in my life. It's the first time this is it. This really is it. They figured out how to take a whole community in the outskirts, not the city. They don't want us. in the outskirts. Juana's in the city. They found a way, and no one was coming for them, and no one's going to come for you, and no one's going to come for me because all our people. So talking about everything else. Oh, why are you focusing on white people? If it was black, or they think it's a race war that's offending Trump. Oh, you're just going after Trumpers. There are people dying in that town locked down. Why are we talking about foreign affairs right now? Why do we not have people over there, boots on the ground, getting those people out and say, what the hell is going on? We failed. We will fail again. So you can call me crazy. I don't care. I don't care. You cared about the COVID lockdowns. This was worse. Cared about the vax. This is worse. Do you think worrying about getting a shot or a jab is less dangerous than gun bullets flying over your head and being locked down in your house for 2 days? Are we understanding the magnitude of what happened? Some people believe something happened in Maui, right? Hawaii. If you believe that, we just had that right here in Maine. Hands down. Where are our people investigating this? Going down the rabbit hole, getting the profiles. Who is who? Where's the 911 calls? So, some two people try to call 911. How do you know that? Oh, they gave the family the phone of a crime scene. They gave the family the phone. I really feel if people, and I've already talked to you, if you don't get it and you don't see something really shady and you don't care about it, you're not my people. You don't get it by now, then Benghazi didn't happen. Fauci is good. We should have complied. The world's great. Gas prices are awesome. They're not taking our guns away. If you don't believe this happened, shady up there, pack it up. Not my people. You don't get it. You just don't get it. That this could happen because it did. And the truth will come out. If you don't ask questions, you don't dive, and you don't get the stuff. Proof. Backdate it. Take a little research. We're doomed. Done. This is it. This is it. And maybe prompted it? The whole Israel thing out there. I saw threads of Palestinian people saying, hey, the babies didn't die. And everyone's like, you're disgusting to want to see babies' heads. Yeah, I guess it is, right? But people like, I want to see videos. I want to see proof. And I was like, nope, that's awful thing to ask is proof in videos. And they're like, wow, this worked. We literally can do any agenda we want. We don't have to say the source. We don't say how it happened. Right? Like Wuhan, right? Oh, let that go just 2 weeks. Let's not find out how this was a surprise. We find out the sources of things. We find out exactly who we're working with. This one guy. What are the original reports? The original videos. The original everything. I could go on and on. I was very angry. Not anymore. I was even scared for a little bit. And then I'm like, as I talked really dumb people that I thought were smart on our side, I realized I don't care if they come for me. I don't care. FAFO. I do care about my family, but I don't want to fight for those people anymore. I don't want to be in this world like this if literally no one stands for shit. It's true. What's the point? If you're this blind and you can't stand up for things, let's see how many people stand up for me when they say I'm crazy, destroy my life, everything I've done, like they did. Because I was like, hey, lockdowns aren't good. And then I'll do it to this one too. I feel like you're crazy. What are you gonna stick up for me? You stick up for them. If you didn't help people in Maine being locked down for 2 days that were actually dying with bullets, you ain't gonna stick up for anyone being character assassination. You're not. You're a coward. Revelation 21, a coward's just as bad as a murderer and everything else. I'll tell you one thing. Say anything you want about me, I'm not going to die a coward. It's an AI bot. I don't care. So I'm not scared. God has let me survive a lot of things. I will say the truth when I can. I'm not going to put everything out there because if you can't do your research, if I have time, I'm going to do it. But I was stressing. I can't do a video without all this stuff. Telling the truth, look it up. Just Google Maine shooting. Look at things 18 hours ago. I'll put it out there in Substack. I've sent some things out. Look at it. Figure it out yourself. Figure it out. So if you don't see and you've done nothing, you're not going to do anything. They're going to come to your house, my house, little outserts, change your ID. This guy did this. This guy did that illegal. Oh, he's a Fed agent. All that shit. What did God tell Lot about the city? It's like, if you can find 10 righteous, I will save the city. Couldn't find it. Where we are in the Bible, beginning, end times, middle, end, I don't know. God, if you want to call him anything else by the Bible, that's fine. I don't think we should complicate it. Jesus didn't make things complicated for people to go to him. So, anyways, what happened with that? Jesus, God, can stop this end time clock or all the tribulation we're going through and give us another years of good and plenty. He could do that. We have given him any reason to do that. Not one. Not one. And just simple sticking up for other people. Look it up in the Bible. He didn't call out the left as much. He called out the fakers, the Pharisees, the people that said, I'm with you, I won't deny you. Every great person from Jesus on has been betrayed by their own people. And this is what we're seeing now, betrayed by not rescuing people, calling things out, not sticking up for people, watching your brother and sister be attacked. Character assassination. See a brother and sister that lost their job from not taking the COVID shot, but then you give $500 to Trump to stop the steal. I'll go on and on. And be held accountable for it. So 37 minutes is long enough. My first video, I'm sorry it's choppy. Had to get it out there. You can reach out to me. There's my website on there. Stay safe. And I have other formats as well, and I'll do my best to get it out. Right now, just go over the safety of my family and check on the people that I love. Mr. Lovely, your mom, Patriot, mom, all these good things. They're not perfect. Godspeed. And God bless. Let's see if I can get this